is Suzanne Light. This is the second time I've done the introduction for the teaching of Revelation. Something happened to my last video that I did the other day, so I wanted to come back and just give you an introduction to what we're going to be doing in the book of Revelation. As you know, or you may not know, we have just completed the whole book of John. And I asked you what books of the Bible that you'd be interested in going over next, and a large majority of you said the book of Revelation. So I have said I'm not really qualified to teach it, but I have to say extensive studying and using many commentaries, other study Bibles, that the Lord is like, I've seated you here in this place at this particular time to teach this to the best of your ability, and He is going to empower me to do so. So many of you have told me through the years that the reason you enjoy my teaching is because it's kind of like sitting down with a friend in the living room and talking about it. That lots of times at church you don't understand a sermon, or you're not able to really, tear it apart and read it in great detail. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm excited about starting on the book of Revelation, and I wanted to do just an introduction to kind of explain to you how we're going to do it. I have prepared many pages, taking the scriptures, using commentaries to break it down. Many pages. I won't use everything that I've printed out as I sit down and start to teach it, but I will tell you that it is not going to be a fly by the seat of your pants type teaching. It is going to be something that I have studied in depth, that I have pulled the commentaries that I feel like that speak to me, and therefore I pray that they speak to you. And we are going to dissect each verse apart, so that there's just things that you're going to realize when I teach it that we would probably just skim over if we were just reading it and not get the true whole meaning of the verse. And we're going to break the verses down piece by piece. Will that take a long time? Yes. But, where will we be 3 months from now if we had not done this? We would just be, let's just use the next 2 or 3 months to break this down and to be more knowledgeable than we've ever been before. Revelation is full of symbols and signs. And as we will go over in this, John wrote this to the best of his ability with the words to express what he was seeing at that time. As we get further over in it, we will realize there's a lot of symbolism and things that it can mean. And it's not as much to set out a goal to understand everything that's written in Revelation as it is to seek who Jesus is. This book is simply the revelation of Jesus Christ. God told Jesus, Jesus told John. Many times He sent an angel to tell John exactly what to write. And there are 3 or 4 instances in Revelation where either an angel or Jesus says, John, write this down. And it may have been because John needed to be reminded. I know this is kind of mind-blowing. I know that you may be struggling with how to describe what is going on in this, but write it down because it's important. One of the main sources of commentaries that I've used is the Blue Letter Bible app that is so good that you can get on your phone. Another source that I've used is my Chronological Study Bible. I wanted to read to you just a section of the journey through Revelation, just to give you an idea of the things Some of you, it may be brand new what we're going to be going over in Revelation. You've never studied it before. It's been a seemingly hard book, and your thought, I'm not even going there. I remember the first time that I read the Bible all the way through, I was kind of dreading getting to Revelation because I thought, the rest of this has been, where I could understand it by studying, and Revelation's going to be really hard. And it can be hard, but that's one of the main reasons that we're going to break it down so thoroughly. But in this study Bible, it gives a breakdown of the journey that we're about to take through Revelation. And I just wanted to share these few points with you to kind of give you a heads up of what we're going to be covering. Revelation is a complex book. We know that, and it has baffled interpreters for centuries. We can avoid a great deal of confusion by understanding the literary structure of this book. This approach will allow us to understand the individual scenes within the overall structure of Revelation and keep us from getting unnecessarily bogged down in the details of each vision. John gives hints throughout the book to indicate a change of subject or a flashback to an earlier scene. So we're just going to go over briefly the things that John is going to go over in the book of Revelation. First, he relates the circumstances that led to the writing of this book. That's going to be in the very first chapter. He's going to tell us why and how and by what means he wrote the book of Revelation. Next, Jesus gives special messages to the 7 churches of Asia. These were 7 real churches that he had John to write letters to, and we're going to go through those and see what Jesus had to say to each church and how it relates to us. Suddenly, John is caught up into heaven, where he sees a vision of God Almighty on his throne. Now, when we go through that, we will start talking about the 7 seals. And you may say, Suzanne, I don't know what that means. Well, probably most people that have never studied it don't either. But we're going to go through each seal being open. There are 7 seals that we're talking about. And when the 7th seal is open, an unveiling a series of God's judgments announced by 7 angels with 7 trumpets. So there's going to be a lot that go on with the opening of the seals and the sounding of trumpets. And I am just glimpsing over this and just giving you a very small outline. It says the final 3 chapters of the book of Revelation catalog the events that finalize Christ's victory over the enemy. And that's when Satan's 1,000-year imprisonment will start. Revelation concludes with the promise of Christ's soon return. Now, this is at the end of the tribulation. We're going to learn about Jesus' second coming to this earth, which we call the rapture of the church. But when we're concluding the book of Revelation, it is about Jesus' final return to this earth. The Bible ends with a message of warning and hope for men and women of every generation. Christ is victorious and all evil has been done away with. As you read the book of Revelation, marvel at God's grace in the salvation of the saints and his power over the evil forces of Satan, and remember the hope of this victory to come. So it is a book of hope. A lot of people don't read it because I've had people to say to me, oh, I don't study that because I don't want to know about it. Well, in the first chapter of Revelation, I think it's like the 2nd verse. Let me read this right here. 3rd verse. God blesses, this is in the NLT right here that I'm reading. God blesses the one who reads the word of this prophecy to the church, and he blesses all who listens to its message and obey what it says, for the time is near. So he actually says here that God is going to bless the one who reads it and the ones who listen. So we're going to be in store for God's blessings. The enemy is not going to like us studying this, and there could be spiritual attacks, but greater is he that's within us than he that's in this world. And I'm excited about teaching it. And I know that God's blessings is going to come to us for studying this. So we should never be afraid. If it was not important, it would not be in this book. It is important. It is God revealing. And revelation means to reveal something. And it's going to reveal Christ's full authoritative identity. And it's going to reveal every victory that he's going to win for us. So it is, yes, it can be a scary book. It can be puzzling. It can be overwhelming, but it's also a very exciting book. And to know in the end that we win. We, as the children of God, we win. So I had to come back and record this welcoming again, but I'm excited to do so. I would encourage you to buy you a specific notebook, a new notebook, a new journal, or something that you've got, something that you can keep. I would encourage you, if you watch this on your television, to have your remote ready so that as I teach you something and it speaks to you, that you can stop it and start it and stop it. Same thing with your phone or your iPad. I highly encourage you to take notes. Things that maybe you've wondered about, or things that have not been clear to you in the past. And as we go through this, because I am breaking it down so specifically, verse by verse, I'm going to break this down, that I would encourage you to take really good notes. Or if the Lord just speaks to your spirit and tells you something, to write it down. Make this a journey. Don't make this just something that you do on a whim. This is something that you're going to need to sit down and watch and listen to so that you can learn. This word is for us, and I truly believe with all my heart, more than ever before in my life, that we are living in the last days. No man knows the day or the hour that he will return. No man knows that. Not even the angels in heaven know that. But he is coming for a church, for a bride, for a people that is ready. By going through this, it's going to give us complete knowledge of everything that's going to happen. And knowledge gives us power. And that power gives us the ability to know exactly what we should do to be ready when the Lord comes back for us. I'm excited. And get ready, I'm going to be posting lesson 1 very shortly. I'm excited about this journey. Talk to me, give me comments, ask me questions. I'll get to them when I can. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel, Let Your Light Shine, that I'm teaching this on. Share it on your Facebook. And also like every video. I watch videos on my TV most of the time, but when I really like something or I want to help push somebody's channel, I'll pick up my phone, go to that video and like it. Somebody told me that you can actually like the videos on your TV, but through my TiVo, I cannot, that I'm aware of. But it's so important. The more you like these videos, the more that YouTube is going to push them out into YouTube land. And we want everyone to receive this message. So I thank you so much in advance for subscribing, for liking, and for watching. Let's grow in the Lord together, okay? See y'all soon with lesson 1. Bye.